Hello, everyone. It's Thursday morning, Christmas morning, 2025. Cheers. Just want to say Merry Christmas and spend a few minutes thanking you all so much for being with me um, in spirit and just being a part of the channel. I want to thank Rebecca and I know you told me your husband's name, but I've forgotten already. I want to thank them very much for the lovely, lovely gifts. I haven't bought clothes in a long time, but Rebecca keeps buying me clothes, so thank you. I didn't put it on yet. You know, I like this, and I don't know when these became popular, this sort of neck thing. I was watching a movie, a TV series actually, or whatever it was a series from the early 2000s, and noticed that people were wearing these. So I guess they've been around for a while. When I did wardrobe for films, I was paying a bit of attention to clothing then. But since I spend a lot of time at home, I just wear the same thing, so I don't really pay much attention to clothing or the need to feel. I have a closet full of clothes I never wear, and I donated a bunch a while back. I was just thinking probably could get rid of more, but thank you. You're so kind, Rebecca, and I like this. So nice. These are form fitting and they're warm. Thank you for the soap. Zumbar, lavender. These little things are very meaningful. And the shortening bread, I have to soak it. I can't eat hardly anything, no teeth. So I hadn't had shortening bread since I was a child. Completely forgot about the taste. And then it's lemon on top of it. Lemon shortening bread. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, my relatives are okay out in California, but a lot of people aren't because of the flooding and the rain. Be as safe as you can, folks. Jeez. To not even be able to really um, celebrate Christmas because you're in an emergency. What is crazy. So my phone is pretty active this morning with Christmas messages from family and friends. Thank you all, and Merry Christmas to you. So I went down to Homer's yesterday and spent the gift certificate and got some records. And the Christmas cheer was really high. I'm treated well at Homer's, being an alumnus employee plus local, well known, and more so all the time, um, musician. So it's very friendly and warm. I spent a little time down there beyond picking out some records. So I just got a few. Just got a couple of records because records are expensive, and I went ahead and took advantage of the fact that it's a gift and got a couple things that had been down there, but I didn't want to spend the money. I'll show them, but I'll start here. This was in the used yesterday. It's brand new. Now I have this album already. We've got two versions of it, um, CD and vinyl. Not an original pressing, but an old Atlantic pressing. This is a recent double album cut at 45 RPM version of My Favorite Things by John Coltrane. I've always loved My Favorite Things. And this is a lovely pressing. Really heavy vinyl, possibly 200 gram. Played it all the way through already. Do you hear the difference? You really do. You really do hear the sonic difference. It's beautiful. Really kind of fitting for this time of year. Am I feeling more of a Christmassy sort of feeling now? Yes, but notice I didn't say spirit. Christmassy sort of feeling. I'm sharing in the great distraction that everyone else is sharing in. We're trying to have special magic moments. Maybe for the first time in a while, people are lovingly paying attention to their children. So I'm sharing in that sentiment. Hope you're having a good Christmas. So I got this. And I'm glad I waited. I ended up getting this for free as a gift, but I'm glad that I waited because I've been wanting this, but I didn't like the price. From Record Store Day, I believe last year. Frank Zappa for President. I've been eyeing this since it came out last year, but I didn't like the price. $40 something, $45, $48. So anyway, I said to myself, well, this is one of the things on my list for using the gift certificate for, because I just didn't want to pay that. Well, good thing that I waited so long, because when I went to the Zappa section, this had been marked down. It was 45. I got it for 27. I got it as a gift because of the gift certificate. Thank you, whoever it was. I hesitated to get this for the longest time, thinking that there wasn't anything about it to make it worth purchasing, but it is. I, for one, really like his synclavier work, and listening to this yesterday sparked some ideas for something I want to try, which I haven't done very much. I work a lot chordally, musically, but this is where he's just going with melodic lines and just pathways, following them. I'm going to try some of that. But this is really pretty cool, and it's three-sided. I didn't realize that. I also didn't realize that it's a splatter. I didn't look at the hype sticker. So that's cool. It's a really nice pressing. It's etched. Excuse me. It's also got the dollar bill. I'll show that too. But when I went to play the fourth side, because I wasn't paying that much attention, and they said, "Oh, it's three sides." Look at that etching. That is tight. And then Frank Zappa's message about if I was president, it's still completely on topic. It's right on topic. Frank Zappa, as much as he was, some people considered him, some people thought of him as a dirty dog, a misogynist. I bet you that if Frank Zappa could have become president, he would not do the dirt that these so-called politicians are doing. The way they're taking advantage of people, and I don't think Frank Zappa would have done that at all. And then the United Mutations one big note dollar from the Central Scrutinizer. I love this. I also went ahead and listened to Brown Shoes Don't Make It. That's the first thing I ever heard by the Mothers of Invention, and it did scare me. And it is disturbing, okay? Way back in 1966, the Mothers wrote and recorded a song about basically about pedophilia and child abuse. And it's all over the news now because of Trump and Epstein and all this. When I first heard it, it really bugged me. I went ahead and listened to it all the way through because it's a work of art, and it's Frank Zappa wasn't pulling any punches from the beginning. So this is an awesome addition to my Frank Zappa collection. And the other item that I bought with the gift certificate, I'm glad again, this was down there in the used, and I kind of thought to myself, ain't nobody else going to buy this, but I don't like the price. It's been there for a while. An actual Frank Zappa Mothers of Invention bootleg from back in the day at the Olympic and 200 Motels. An old friend of mine who I fell out with years ago, I still don't really quite understand why we fell out. Marty had an amazing Zappa collection with multiple bootlegs. And I know he had a copy of this. There's different configurations of both of these albums. It doesn't always come as a double. So I remember that when I put it on, it's like, oh shit, I remember this. And for the time, back in 1970, this is a pretty decent sounding bootleg. I remember the early days of bootlegs when, you could barely make out, oh yeah, that's the Moody Blues in there, amongst the bad recording and, on a cassette recorder in the audience. This isn't bad. And I'm glad it was still there. So thank you folks for a wonderful Christmas. Oh, I did. I got one more. Duh. Got one more out of the used, but it's a brand new album. Catatonia, Nightmares as Extensions of the Waking State. Now I must explain that I got turned on to Catatonia after they had slowed down from their early hard metal, black metal days. Dead End Kings was my introduction to the band. I love that album, and I don't know how I got turned myself onto it, but this was early days of the VC. There was a couple that I liked that used to make videos. They were funny, and they had a great collection too, knowledgeable. But they went on and harangued me about getting into Catatonia after the fact, that they had smoothed out and weren't as good as they used to be. But I didn't agree with them because I joined in on the Catatonia sound when I needed it. I love that album, Dead End Kings, and for a while it was on repeat. I played it a lot. So when I first got this home, my first impression was it just sounds like more of that album. It took a while before the progress started to become apparent. The band has progressed. It is a slow, kind of ponderous, emotional sort of sound. The vocalist has a cool voice. So I'm glad I got this. Yellow vinyl, but brand new in the U section. So that's what I got. Enjoyed breakfast with Doug yesterday. He's a good friend. I'm really glad that we connected after all these years of Crossing Paths. Do I have special plans today? Absolutely not. It's foggy here. And so I'm just going to chill here at the house. I'm just now realizing that my ears are better than yesterday. It's not a golden ear day, but it's quieter. So that's a nice Christmas happening. A couple more records that to show. Have gone through that 100 of new sleeves already. I have so many records I could use quite a few. But in covering records, it prompts you to, I hadn't played this in a while. Sunbathing in Leningrad by David Hayes. I don't know who David Hayes is. I remember when I bought this used, it was the cover. It was like, this looks good. And it was in the used, it's a promo, so it was cheap, maybe $3 at most. I've had this for a while. This probably came 1988, yep. Back in the height of New Age. So this would have been marketed as a New Age album. The guy's a guitarist, but this is just nice. Some of the compositions are fairly standard chord progressions that have been used a million times, but it's the feeling of the music and the arrangements and the playing that comes through. I do prefer instrumental music. Mostly I do. This is really good. Sunbathing in Leningrad. I recommend it. It's like you can probably find this for nothing. This is really good. And another record that got recovered, and so I played it because I actually kind of forgot. Oh shit, I forgot this album. Helden, the French band. Richard Pinhas, who was inspired largely by Robert Fripp. Live in Metz, 77. This is could have been a bootleg because the recording quality of this is low, but it's an intense. That's the thing about Richard Pinhas and Helden. The thing that he did was a drummer and just his guitar with his electronics. Very fusiony, very progressive. In performance, they would regularly take it up to the next level and make sparks fly. And they do on here. This is good. Helden, live in Metz. So again, thank you all for being a part. I'm going to see, is that it? Thank you all for being a part of my presence here on the internet. Let's go to the comments because I do think there's a couple things to respond to. Let me go to newest. I always have to sort it by the newest. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, my videos provide a wonderful and positive distraction from a year of bad news. We need more people like you. We do. We do need more people who are still connected to their heart and are not afraid of power. People are afraid of Trump because it's known people have died because of Trump. If you could prove it, he's probably guilty of not just rape but murder, having people taken out. It's horrible what we're dealing with. Yes, Rebecca. It's a love loop that we got going here. I do have one of those old Bruce Hack records from the Miss Nelson days. Someone asked me about Mona Key by Bonga. I knew about Bonga. I went ahead and listened to it. It's very emotional. Thank you for sharing it with me. And then I hear from the person who runs that channel. Um, Electric Acid got a hold of me. Um, I never know who's watching my videos. I don't. And then someone else here said it. They said, "You give so much of yourself. It is a gift that keeps on giving. Love and light through this dystopian night. I appreciate you who you are. We wouldn't have it any other way." Well, good thing that I wouldn't either, because I'm not doing this under. Yeah, I'm doing this because it's what I want to do. I think it's important to state, do your thing, people. Do what you want to do. People pleasing is a horrible way to live, and I used to do it, and all it did was bring me heartache and disappointment. Be you with respect to others. It's not that hard to do. Why won't politicians and leaders who are power hungry do it? Because they want to use us. They don't care about us. And I think, yes. Good morning. It's always good to hear from you, Sean. Good to hear from all you folks. Barris, Outer Galaxy Lounge, Tech Junkie, all of you folks. Thank you for being here with me. Coiners, all of you. So if you care to, you can leave in the comments what you did today or what you're going to do today for Christmas, or anything else you'd like to share. I am simply thankful, and I keep it simple like that. You know, what is the most important thing? The most important thing is that I'm still breathing and alive. I think about that. It's not a morbid thought. It's just something I think about. While I'm alive, this is happening. Once I'm dead, I no longer exist. My transmission will end. What I'm doing now will be done. Others who are still alive will have the memory of me, but I'm gone. So this moment is everything. I'm alive at this moment. At some point, I won't be. I won't. Everyone's going to die. So I'm very, very thankful for each moment, each day, and all the kindness that you show to me, folks, and family. I love you all. Merry Christmas.